Have you ever found yourself explaining something over and over just to feel understood, hoping that the other person hears what you're saying and understands you? Or have you ever been in a position where defending yourself just became exhausting? These things happen fast. Someone may question you and suddenly you're justifying yourself or trying to prove yourself right or correcting them, and you're just trying to hold your ground. But what if I told you that true peace doesn't come from being right, but rather it comes from letting go of the need to be? In this video, I want to show you how we can start to break the cycle of reactivity and return to a place of presence. If we're all really honest with ourselves, most of us were raised to believe that if we don't speak up, we'll be misunderstood, or if you don't correct that other person on this argument, that you'll lose power, or if you don't explain something, you'll look weak. So what do? We, of course, explain ourselves to people who aren't listening. We defend ourselves when it only drains us and it's exhausting. And we argue even when peace is really what we want. So we have to look at what's really happening underneath all of that. And the truth is that there's a part of us, the ego, that wants to be seen, wants to be right and in control. And when that image is threatened, we react. This reaction that you have experienced before, all of us have, isn't coming from our true self. It's really coming from a place of insecurity, and it's also coming from a self-image that feels fragile. But what if you didn't have to project an image at all? When you stop defending yourself, something truly profound happens. You return to who you really are. Not your story, not your thoughts and your opinions, not your role or whatever it may be, but you return to presence itself. Presence doesn't argue. Presence doesn't explain itself. It just simply is. When someone challenges you and you feel that urge to say something or to jump in and maybe argue something back, just simply notice it. This is your opportunity to practice presence. This is your spiritual practice when you find yourselves in these situations. And there's a moment where you can choose, if you have enough awareness, and you're either going to choose to react to them or you're going to choose to respond from presence or from stillness. If you haven't already noticed, most people are not listening to understand. They're speaking from their own assumptions, their own opinions, their own thoughts, their own mental projections. Trying to prove yourself to them only entangles you in their unconsciousness or their energy. But when you stay grounded and you stay rooted in presence, and when you breathe and you just simply allow this moment to pass, you become really anchored in the present moment. You become calmer within the midst of the storm that you may be experiencing at the time. And this allows you not to get dragged into their stuff, their unconsciousness. So I want to give you a 3-step practice to help you stay centered and free, especially when the urge to defend yourself really kicks in, which can be overwhelming. So I want to share this with you now. So the first one is just pause before responding. When you feel that emotional charge, just pause. Take one breath. Let silence kind of break the momentum. There's true power in not reacting immediately. Number 2 is drop the story. The mind will start spinning, start saying things like, they don't get me, this isn't fair, I have to say something, how could they say that, they're wrong, I'm right. Just notice kind of the thoughts that are going through. Notice the story, but don't follow it. Just remind yourself, my peace is more valuable than their approval. My peace is more valuable than continuing this argument or trying to prove them wrong. Number 3, anchor into presence. So here you want to feel into your body. Notice your hands, your feet, your breath. Return to what's real in this moment, not the mind's version of it. When you do this, you return to the present moment. And the present moment is really the only place that exists. It's in the here and now. There is no past and future. That's only a mental projection. Yes, there will probably be a future. Yes, you've had a past. But being totally present to the now will allow you to really stay anchored in truth, in presence, and in peace, and will allow you not to get so caught up into the drama of things with other people. So again, feel into the body. I talked about feeling the energy, just sensing the energy in your hands, in your chest, in your arms. Just bring your attention there. Stay out of the mind. Bring your attention within. It's going to require quite a bit of consciousness, quite a bit of awareness, and you're going to have to really try the first probably 50 times. It's not just going to come like that. You have to train yourself to do this. And the more that you give attention to it, the more that you practice this and do it, the easier it'll become. It'll really become second nature after a while. And this is so valuable because you're no longer then going to be in these pointless, meaningless arguments. You're no longer going to prolong an argument or, have something go off the rails that's worse than when it began. So in some situations, yes, you may need to get a point across, or you may need to say something. This isn't about being weak and passive. It's just simply about navigating these storms and navigating these perhaps arguments or situations with people from a conscious place. Because when we're not overreacting, you're not going to regret the things you said, because you're not going to be reacting from their negativity. And how many times have you been in a situation where the other person or you said something you regret, and maybe the next day you wondered, why did I say that? How could I have said that? So we want to eliminate that. We don't want to experience that anymore. We don't want to have any regrets in these confrontations. So we want to stay rooted within the body, stay rooted in presence. Presence is within. You can come to it at any point during the day. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to fight to be right. A lot of that is just a waste of time, and it's really draining, and I wouldn't recommend it. Your true power is not in defending your self-image. It's embodying stillness. That's where true power comes from. It doesn't come from the personal sense of self. This will come and go. This person, this experience will come and go. We want to stay rooted in something eternal. We want to stay rooted in true power, which you have, which is within you, and which is stillness. And we can access stillness through inner body awareness or simply just coming to the present moment. When you stop reacting, you create space. Space for clarity, space for a positive response, space for peace, space for truth to speak through you, or not to speak at all. So if this message resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. I share teachings like this every week to help you return to the deep peace that lives underneath the noise. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you for choosing presence. I will see you in the next video.